Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes NFL Week 11. I am the Brofect one, AJ, and with me, as always, is the man with the stats, the man with the numbers, the man who knows everything about sports, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, how the hell are you doing today, man?
Hey, AJ, I'm fantastic.
Dude,
How are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, my wallet's not doing great after this NFL slate, but I'm doing great.
Yeah, this was a tough one this week.
And I think just for myself and all the degenerates out there, I do want to let out one. What the fuck, dude? Like, none of these teams, some of these teams just didn't cover. They were covering all game and then just let them backdoor cover. Fuck, dude. It was.
Well, it felt like an easy slate this week too, and
It did. It did. It
that
was a
that
good
just goes.
slate. We both agreed that it was a good slate. We liked the numbers that were being dropped and everything. But little did we fucking know this shit was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean it's never as easy as it seems. Sometimes the hard slates are like the easy ones,
Yeah.
and the easy ones are the hard ones.
It's crazy
if that
how
makes
that
any
works
sense.
out. But the gambling gods were wild this weekend, bro. I mean, everything from Ravens, Bears to Packers, Vikings. Dude, the morning slate was insane. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Let's talk about it. Going into
Although,
Packers.
no. Before that, I want to point out the Patriots are fucking back.
Oh, Patriots are all the way back. That was Patriots football we saw on Thursday night. I forgot we hadn't covered that yet. Mac Jones is the perfect fit.
Well, I don't even think that matters, man. Because I think you could plug and play anybody at quarterback in that system, other than maybe Cam Newton, but because that clearly didn't work. But I got the number one ranked defense in the NFL now. I mean,
easily.
Holy shit, that defense is suffocating. It's good. They're all over the place. Their offense is performing too. I mean, they're putting up points. So
yeah,
this Patriots team looks tough, man. I mean, they finally got their legs. It took them 3, 4, 5 weeks into the season to figure that out, but they got their legs now, and they're looking good. They're looking sharp. They're not a team I'd want to have to play.
No, not a team I'm looking forward to playing whatsoever. Who do they have next week? Let's take a look at that real quick. The Patriots play the Titans at home next week.
That'll be a good one. That should be a good one.
That'll be a fun
Titans who have been complete giant slayers this season. Except for they don't like to show up against bad teams.
They hate showing up against bad teams. Losing to the Texans 22-13. You kind of just sat there watching the game. Like, the fuck is going on? Like, this game was so weird, dude. Like, what the fuck? But
after they ripped off like a 5 or 6 game win streak against 4 playoff teams, and
no, absolutely.
And then they just decide
Taylor, sorry, go ahead.
They just decide to shit the bed.
Yeah, just decide to shit the bed.
Tannehill threw 4 picks.
Yeah, you can't be doing that, bud. He threw 4 picks, 1 interception, 323 yards.
No, 4 interceptions.
Yeah, I said 4 interceptions.
You said 4 picks, 1 interception.
I said 4 picks, 1 touchdown.
Well, you said interception, but
I said touchdown, okay, but
that makes more sense.
Anyway, 35 and 52. That's
not replay the tape.
Replay the tape. If hey, Degens, if you're watching this, go ahead, comment down below of what I actually said. And if you hit it and like it is what I said and I checked the tape and you actually comment, I'll send you one of the losing shirts for good luck in the rest of the season. So drop that comment down below and you'll get the Wake Forest shirt from last week. Anyway, Tyler, isn't that a good giveaway? First giveaway on the show.
I love it. You're like, you can have my 4 losing shirts.
One of the 4 losing shirts. Just comment down below. Go back in the tape. What did I say? Touchdown or an interception?
The first 4 to comment that AJ said 4 interceptions, 1 pick gets his losing shirts.
Gets one of my losing shirts. You don't get to pick which one either, so it's going to be a bad losing shirt. I promise you. It's going to be random. Anyway, speaking of pretty bad, talking about that giveaway, Tyrod Taylor going 14 for 24, 107 yards. I mean, he's not all the way back, but
enough to win the game.
Enough to win the game. He did have 6 carries for 28 yards and 2 touchdowns. So you can't be upset about those numbers there.
I mean, the Texans are what, 0-5 without Tyrod Taylor, like 2-3 with him. I mean, Tyrod's. I'm not saying he's great, but I mean, it certainly makes a difference. I don't think this Texans team is as bad when they have Tyrod playing, and I don't even think it's because of Tyrod's play. I think it's just like a morale thing.
Yeah,
more than anything else.
And let's talk about morale, Noah, and how important that is, because it really is important, not only for the team, but for the city. And a team that I think really thrives on morale is the Carolina Panthers. Now, don't get me wrong. They lost this weekend 27-21 at home to the football team. With that being said, Cam Newton is all the way back.
He had a great game. He had a great game.
I am on that bandwagon. I am back on the fact that he is and can be a starting quarterback. This show has been very pro Cam Newton, this entire situation with him and everything. And we're going to keep beating that drum, going 21 for 27, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great stat line. You can't be upset with that. Rushed for 10 carries, 46 yards, and 1 tutty, dude. Like all the way back. Definitely helps having Christian McCaffrey back. And congratulations on being healthy for a game. I really feel like at this point we should be having a tally board like days since last injury for Christian McCaffrey. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, this guy cannot stay healthy to save his life, dude. But he puts up the numbers. I mean, not great numbers, 10 carries, 59 yards, averaging 5.9 yards a carry with no touchdowns. Not really what I want, especially for going number 1 in everyone's fantasy draft. You hate to see that. And I've been on this. If you draft him number 1 in fantasy, you're the biggest idiot in the world. Like, you just can't do that. And he's had a track record, but regardless, I won't get on that rant right now. But Carolina is all the way back. I'm very hyped on Cam Newton and everything that he has to offer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Cam may end up being sitting right around 500 in the game, over 500 in fantasy. He might be my quarterback to carry me through the playoffs.
Damn.
He's got a tough road down the stretch here, but I think he might be able to still produce fantasy points. Obviously, I took the approach where I took a quarterback in the very last round of my fantasy draft. Second to last round, right before taking a kicker. And I float quarterbacks. And just week by week, I'll pick up a different guy off the waiver wire, try to pick me up some points. It's been working okay this season. We'll see what happens, but Cam might be my golden goose there to bring me into the playoffs and carry me through the playoffs. So we'll see. I'm excited about that, AJ.
I bet you are. And from being excited of a new quarterback coming in to being extremely disappointing, depressed, and just losing all hope whatsoever in anything that is good for your football team. Of course, I'm talking about my Chicago Bears losing to the Baltimore Ravens 16-13 at home.
Without Lamar.
Noah, without Lamar Jackson.
Obviously, Justin Fields going out with a rib injury, I think it was.
Yes, it is a rib injury. It is
confirmed. Andy Dalton looked actually kind of great in the quarter and a half, 2 quarters he played, though.
Dude, yeah, I'm really glad that one of the quarterbacks we're paying $30 million and to sit on the bench can do his fucking job when we fucking ask him to. I wonder if Nick Foles can go in there and, I don't know, maybe win a fucking game from start to finish. Probably not, but he's still going to sit on the goddamn bench and collect his check for $30 million goddamn dollars. And we'd have to ask him, I guess, to go through the hassle of actually dressing for a game. I don't think that motherfucker is dressed all season.
Well, I was going to say the problem is Nick Foles can't do anything for you when Nagy just has him riding the bench. Like, if he doesn't play any snaps, he can't do anything. So
yes, Noah, I'm very aware of the issue. But again, I see every loss that the Bears take this season as a step towards a new beginning and a brighter future.
I don't know if you saw AJ. The game was at Soldier Field.
I know that.
At the end of the game, the crowd is chanting "Fire Nagy."
Of course they were, because Chicago is over their shit. You know, they all wanted to suck his dick when he drafted Trubisky, and then Trubisky sucked. They all wanted to suck his dick after he drafted Fields. He sucks. Like I told you the last episode, the 3 words I hate hearing the most in the world are the Bears have traded up, or however many fucking words that is. Like, count them. And hey,
that's 5.
Comment.
5 words.
Oh, damn it! No, I was gonna do a giveaway, like another. But anyway,
another losing shirt.
Another losing shirt from this week, but no, this week we're going to hit all of the shirts. I'm not even worried about it. But regardless, I see every loss as a step towards salvation. And so we're 3-7 right now. That puts us in a good position to fuck up the draft without having to trade up or anything, and get Matt Nagy fired and Ryan Pace fired. It's going to be a beautiful day in paradise. Oh my God. Is it bad that I don't believe my own bullshit I'm spewing right now? Like this
I don't know, man.
This is going to last for a while. This is going to be rough.
Well, from a team that's used to losing to a team that's not.
Wait, time out really quick. I'm so sorry. Really quick. What do you think happens first? Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace get fired, or Bears fans start wearing paper bags to the games?
They're not going to start wearing paper bags. Nagy's going to get fired, I think, before the season ends, and I think Pace will be at the end of the season.
Well, only God can hope. Noah, I'm sorry. You were in the middle of a beautiful transition. Can you finish that out?
I was going to say, from a team that's used to losing to a team that's not, my Green Bay Packers, unfortunately, falling to the stupid fucking Vikings and a quarterback who is completely incompetent, but put up a good stat line. Kirk Cousins.
Stat line, dude. Shit, he was primetime Kirk.
I mean,
if you're listening on Spotify right now, the look Noah gave me just essentially described the hatred for everything that this game stood for. Continue, Noah.
Well, I just you can put Kirk on a pedestal if you want, but he threw 3 interceptions that were dropped by Packers DBs. So, first of all, there's that. Mason Crosby missing a field goal. The Packers, the least penalty. 3. No, Mason Crosby only missed 1.
Oh, we only missed 1, my bad.
Yeah, but the Packers had 3 dropped interceptions. The Packers are the least penalized team in the league, had a fucking boatload of penalties in this game. And somehow Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense had the best game that they've had this entire season.
Yeah.
And the Packers still lost it. Packers had the number 3 defense in the NFL coming into this game, and they looked bad. They looked bad. Granted, the Packers have probably more crucial injuries than any other team other than maybe the Ravens in the entire NFL. Obviously, getting some people back, hopefully, but also losing another one. I mean, Elton Jenkins tearing his ACL out for the season. Bakhtiari still not back.
Yeah, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is Bakhtiari?
Well, they said he won't be back for the Rams game this week. And they're hoping he will be back after the bye week, because we have a bye week after we play the Rams here this next week.
Okay, bye week. Yeah, I can see. Okay, that sounds reasonable. But
I mean, people. I don't know when the fuck they're coming back, but supposedly Zadarius Smith and Jair Alexander are both coming back at some point this season. That would make a huge difference. I mean, if Jair was healthy and playing in this game, Justin Jefferson isn't going off for 180 some yards and 2 touchdowns.
No.
The Vikings aren't scoring anywhere near as many points as they are, and the Packers win this game easily. And that's literally one player that I think could have made all the difference. And, he is, I would argue maybe the first or second best cornerback in the league. Not everybody's going to put him that high, but I think everybody's going to have him top 10 or at least, even top 5. Jair's a stud. He's really, 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 really good. Obviously been out the entire season since like week 1 when he got injured. But this was a frustrating game because God,
because
man,
the referees fucking handed it to the Vikings.
It's not even about the refs, man. I mean, there were a couple questionable calls, but that doesn't even matter because, like I said, 3 dropped interceptions, that just kills. Like 3 dropped interceptions and 1 interception that got called back because of a roughing the passer. Like,
which was a bullshit roughing the passer. Dude,
I mean, by the rule, it was their helmets made contact, so it's, I guess, technically roughing the passer. But so I'm not blaming the game on that or anything, or blaming anything on that because the refs called it how the rules are. I'm just saying the rules are fucking stupid, and might as well fucking wrap the quarterbacks in bubble wrap at this point. Because
seriously, bro, fucking put a flag on them.
You fucking touch a quarterback and you're getting a penalty nowadays in the NFL.
Oh, like, it's terrible.
And it's getting out of hand. Like, I mean, like I said, that one, I mean, it was a helmet kind of bump, but so many of these roughing the passer calls are just like, it's like, why don't we just fucking bubble wrap the quarterbacks and just fucking forget about it?
At this point,
you lay a fucking finger on a quarterback, you're getting a roughing the passer. Like, that just seems like what happens nowadays.
It's crazy, bro.
In the NFL, and it's I don't get why. It's so stupid.
It is, but you know what? Going from 2 elite quarterbacks and Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins, let's go to a quarterback.
You're calling Kirk Cousins elite? God damn it!
He beat the Packers. What do you want me to do? I'm a sports pro.
Yeah, no.
We're doing sports talk. I gotta do something.
You know my favorite part about this too, especially living in Minnesota, is that the fucking Vikings fans are celebrating like they won the fucking Super Bowl. Yet they're still 3 games back in the fucking division. And
okay,
you would swear to God they won the Super Bowl with how like much they're celebrating, and they love rubbing it in so much. They're like, they rub it in so much. That's why I have so much more respect for Bears fans, because you guys like know your place and like.
Hell yeah, bro. We take that loss on the fucking nose. We know it's coming.
Even when you guys win, you're just like thankful to have won the game.
We're like, holy shit.
You're not fucking delusional like Vikings fans where you're like, oh, we beat you even though we're 3 games back in the division. We're the better team. It's like, no, you won a game. You won a game. Like, calm down. You still got to focus on fucking winning a wild card spot. Like,
no, luckily I can finally say that I believe we are out of the wild card race at 3-7. Thank the good Lord. We are finally do not have playoff contention, because that is just fucking miserable when we have playoff contention.
Well, and the big thing is the Bears fans respect the rivalry. The Vikings fans don't. They're just fucking assholes about it.
They're the ASU of the NFC North.
I would argue the NFL, but I don't know what it's like to be another fan in the NFL. But yes, they're terrible. I love Bears fans because they respect the rivalry. It's all in good fun. You know, at the end of the day, as far as football rivalries, we're both number 1.
Yes, sir. Never forget it. Now let's go to a rivalry that I think is going to heat up. And if we keep getting these games, I think it'll heat up more than
the Lions and the Browns.
Oh God, no! I'm not. We're not even touching that game with a 10-foot pole right now, dude. I don't have anything good to say about. You want to talk? Let's talk about the game, because I have nothing good to say about this.
Oh,
game.
so that's not the rivalry that you're talking about.
No, not even close. But let's fucking go with it. Baker Mayfield, 15-29, 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. I get he is injured. Sit on the fucking bench and get healthy, bro. You're 6-5. You're done. You're done. Lions, Tim Boyle out here. I respect this stat line. 15, 23, 77 yards, 0 tutties, 2 interceptions. Only 2 interceptions. I'm not upset with 2 interceptions out of Tim Boyle.
First, he's before in the NFL, but this is his
Yes.
first career start. Like he's coming
Yes.
in mid-game, or like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting much out of Tim Boyle. I think the
No
fact
one
that the
was.
Lions kept this to a 3-point game with Tim Boyle
They
at
covered,
quarterback.
bro. They covered.
Not just covered, it was only a 3-point game. I mean, they were 11.5-point dogs. Like,
Yeah.
and the fact that they did that with Tim Boyle at quarterback, I mean, this feels like a game where, like, if Goff was in there, as much as I hate Goff,
They could have won,
Lions might have won this game.
Dude, so hope Goff gets healthy for the Lions game this week because
he's not playing. Tim Boyle will be starting Thanksgiving.
Tim Boyle, if you can throw under 3 interceptions, I think you can win that game Thanksgiving. But we'll talk about that on Degenerate Bets NFL tomorrow.
Anyways, I don't think we need to say too much more about that game. What was it, 13-10 final?
Yeah, 13-10 for the Brownies. Them Brownies winning games they shouldn't be. You'll love to see it. Noah, I guess one last game I want to talk about in the early slate. Colts? Oh my God.
The Colts are one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. I will say it. They're looking good. And it's because Carson Wentz doesn't have to fucking throw the ball.
Exactly. It's exactly the same reason why the Titans were successful early. You just hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor and your life is good.
Well, and I'm going to come at you with a hot take here, AJ. Jonathan Taylor is the second best running back in the league. Number 1 is Derrick Henry, and he's injured. So given the fact that Derrick Henry's out for the year, well, well, we don't know for sure if he's out for the year, but he's out for, he might come back right at playoff time, which will be, I hope he does, because I love watching Derrick Henry play.
It's so much fun.
With Derrick Henry injured, Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league.
No question.
This dude, and he's only in his second year, this dude is a stud. He is a stud. And he's very similar to Derrick Henry, except for he's more involved in the pass game.
Yeah, and I mean, listen.
But he's a major downhill runner. He's very physical, fast. Like he's good. He's good.
Rushing stat line: 32 carries, 185 yards, averaging 5.8 a carry, and had
5 tutties. 5 tutties.
Well, let me get. Well, that's in his.
4 on the ground, 1 receiving.
4 on the ground, 1 on receiving. Going 3 receptions, 19 yards, 6.3 averaging for 1 tutty. This guy is a fucking stud, dude.
Workhorse. Complete workhorse.
Complete workhorse, and honestly, he's gonna work them into the playoffs with the Colts sitting at 6-5 with a big win over the Bills, who are, dude, they're skidding bad. They have the same issue the Chiefs had earlier this season. They need to figure it out, bro.
They will, and I think they will. But
hey, you know what? Speaking of,
I just won't be like really betting on them or anything until they do figure it out.
Yeah,
but they certainly have the capability to do that. I mean, Chiefs has certainly found their fucking stride now.
Dude, obviously winning against the Cowboys 19-9.
Chiefs are actually looking, skipping into the afternoon slate there, but
yeah.
I mean, Chiefs are, while we're talking about it, might as well. They're, the last couple of weeks, they're starting to look like an actual playoff team.
They are.
Their defense
like old selves.
Their defense is figuring it out.
Dude, defense is looking good, actually. Offense playing against a really good Cowboys defense, dude.
I would say defense is looking mediocre the last 3-4 weeks, which is better than worst in the league or terrible. Their offense is, I think the big difference is their offense has stopped turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Mahomes figured it out. He's not fumbling. He's not throwing picks. Making a lot of safer throws. So, I think I never fully gave up hope on the Chiefs. I was a little down on them for a second there, later than most people were. But for the first 6-7 weeks of the season, I just kept saying, just give them time. I'm like, they're gonna figure it out at some point. I don't know. I don't think they fully figured it out. I still don't think they're the best team in the AFC, but they're definitely gonna make the playoffs and be competitive there.
Absolutely. And I think the big issue with this game was that the Cowboys couldn't establish the run game. Dak had to throw the ball 43 times. You're not going to win the game when Dak has to throw the ball 43 times, only completing 28 of those and throwing 2 picks. You need Zeke,
Yeah.
who's only rushing 9 carries, 32 yards, and Tony Pollard, who's been a stud, 7 carries, 50 yards. I mean, you got to have those guys step up. They need to figure out how to create those spaces and everything. But from
I I was just gonna blow through the rest of the early slate that we didn't cover.
Sure.
I don't have a lot to say about the rest of these games. I don't know that you do. Jets losing in a game in Miami that was tight for most of the game. Miami pulled ahead. Jets had a chance with an onside kick to try to tie it or whatever.
My one take, it was
not.
a shit show of shit shows.
Jets end up losing that game by 7, I think.
Yep.
Flacco didn't play terribly. Miami didn't play great. The Jets didn't play great. It was just kind of a shit game. Saints were getting absolutely blown out by the Eagles, started clawing back, actually made it like a 10-point game somehow, but the Eagles dropped 40 points on the Saints defense, which is supposed to be pretty good. Jalen Hurts just ran the ball all the fuck over them. And then the other game we had.
Let me get my one take on that really quick. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are all the way back. If they can keep doing what they're doing, they seem to have found the formula, clicking at the right time, they'll be fine. The Saints need to find a quarterback. This team is not good without a steady quarterback. They can't have someone wild. I know there was some stuff in the news about Taysom Hill earlier today. I didn't read into it or anything. I think it was a restructuring of the contract.
They should have signed Rivers. They should have signed Rivers.
They should have done it, but
it's not too late.
It's not too late, but they're not going to do it. I mean, if you're going to do it and try to make a push, you should have done it a couple weeks ago, right after the trade deadline. But here we are right now with the Saints doing what they're doing. The Saints are going to lose a lot of games going out of the season.
The fact that Rivers has said that he's open to that and nobody has, I would love if the Packers signed Rivers as a backup.
They should. Especially with Aaron Rodgers' turf toe.
Fuck Jordan Love. He said it's not
worse
turf toe.
Turf toe.
It's more painful than turf toe, whatever it is. Clearly, that didn't seem to matter. Aaron Rodgers playing his best game of the year.
We already talked about the Packers. Let's move it.
I know, but like with that, I'm just saying Phillip Rivers. Hell, I mean, I would love if the Packers went and just offered him, veteran minimum or whatever, just to come sit on the bench and play. Yeah. I mean, it can't hurt to like have Phillip Rivers' experience in his mind in that quarterback room.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
no matter who you are, what team you are. But yeah, Saints can't get the job done. Lose by I think 10 or whatever to the Eagles.
11.
I think the Eagles this year seem a lot to me like the Cardinals the past 2 years. I like them to be like hovering around 500, just below 500, probably miss the playoffs. But, not a team that you can like count out when you're playing. You can't count them out. Certainly capable of winning games. Last game on the early slate that we didn't cover, San Francisco at Jacksonville. Pretty big blowout in that game. Not much to talk about as far as I'm concerned. Jacksonville, not a good team.
But the 49ers are still bad considering they let them put up 10. Anyway, let's go to an NFC rivalry and two NFC teams that are actually people give a shit
I don't know.
Sorry, I forgot your takes on that one real quick, Noah.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say I'm just surprised. I'm still surprised Jacksonville has found a way to win 2 games, those being against Buffalo. Right. I was also just going to like zip through Cincinnati, Las Vegas. This game was like close for 2.5 quarters, and then Cincinnati just pulled away. The Raiders look like they're falling apart. I don't know if that's a cause of all. I mean, obviously, all the shit that's been going on has got to be a factor.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the main factor or if there's other things going on. this was a team that I had a lot of faith in early in the season, and I will use it as an excuse. All the shit that's going on, that they're falling apart.
I'm fine with that excuse.
Playoffs but
nothing.
Lose their head coach, multiple players, all the distractions with the media and shit. Like it's got to be hard.
Yeah, it's got to be hard. Nothing else to say about that except Joe Burrow looked like a stud when he actually got rocking and rolling. Another guy that looked like an absolute.
I mean, he looked terrible in the first half, but
yeah. But once he got rocking and rolling, key word there. But anyway, another guy who got absolutely rocking and rolling. What? You're freezing up on me,
you
bro.
were saying another. No, you said another guy who got rocking and rolling. That's Colt McCoy.
You bet your ass, my boy Colt McCoy coming in 23-13 over the Seahawks at Seahawks. We always have trouble at Seahawks, but luckily this is the worst Seahawks team we have seen in a long time, going 3-7. And first time Seahawks have lost 3 consecutive home games, I believe. First time they've been on this big of a losing streak. First time. I think it's just a signal that Russell Wilson is out. Pete Carroll is going to USC. And Colt McCoy, solid backup. We're going to get
that's an interesting
I think that's an interesting take.
That we could get into at some point.
We can.
Because the rumors are swirling that Pete Carroll might get canned after this season.
He might. And I mean, I'm just saying, like, he's 75 years old, going back to his old stomping grounds, come in, win a natty, and then 69. Retire. Fine, 69.
It's not 75, he's 69.
Fine, 69. But regardless,
But that could happen. I mean, Pete Carroll expressed his interest in going to USC. I don't think they can deny him or hire anybody else with the amount of success he had there.
They couldn't. He's the only. He is the only person that I think can go to USC, and the only person that they should really be talking to. Because let's be real, Seattle Seahawks.
They've had like 30. There's been like 30. There's been like a whole fucking 35 names swirling around since they.
Fair, but let's think about this.
Head coaching like vacancy or
Russell Wilson is gone this year. The Seahawks are about to go into a full rebuild.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Well, especially
he is gone. Especially with this losing record and how much he's been sacked this season.
I was going to say, especially if Pete Carroll gets fired, I think Russell Wilson demands a trade.
100%, because they're gonna go into full rebuild, new head coach, new GM. And Pete Carroll's going to live out the rest of his football career at USC, soaking in some Rays and getting a natty or two.
Mm-hmm. Well, AJ, did you know Seattle has not won a single playoff game since they lost that Super Bowl where they didn't run the ball on the 1-yard line?
Yep, that's called karma, bitch.
They have not won a single playoff game since then.
That's unbelievable.
I think. Was that 2016?
Yeah, but just like, the Lions haven't had a fucking chance since they didn't pay Calvin Johnson his fucking money.
Yeah, but
fucked up. Anyway,
I mean the second team for the Cardinals, they've had 2 very good games and 1 very bad game.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that shows we have depth.
Honestly, I was going to say, if somebody came to you and said you're going to have 3 games straight without Kyler Murray, without D-Hop, and they're like, but you're going to go 2-1 in that stretch, you're okay with that.
You're totally okay with that. Are you kidding me, bro? Somehow we win this is a very important divisional game with how tight the NFC West can get. And being able to go into Seattle with our backup quarterback and without our star wide receiver,
the other win was against San Francisco, so it's two
big divisional wins. Yeah,
the one you lost was against Carolina, which not a division.
And we always struggle against
it
Carolina.
still
So
matters,
that
but
help.
not as much. But thinking about that, like, if you come to me as a Packers fan and you're like, you're going to be missing Rodgers and Adams for 3 games and you're going to win 2 of them, I'd be like, okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
No, absolutely, and it's crazy, but
although Colt McCoy may be one of the best backups in the league.
I think he gets an offer after this year.
I don't know that I go that far, but Colt McCoy is a very good backup.
Very good.
And AJ Green's really been picking up some slack.
Stud. He's been a stud ever since that fucked up play in the end zone. He's been an absolute stud. So I'm all about him. I forgive him for that one.
Well, yeah, he probably got fucking chewed the fuck out for that one.
As he should have been. But no, as much as I love sucking off the Cardinals, let's move on to another
Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night, dude. A game that I thought was going to be a complete
best game of the week.
Honestly,
most exciting game of the week, in my opinion.
Honestly, Steelers visiting the Chargers at beautiful SoFi Stadium. That place is gorgeous.
If I wasn't a Packers fan, the Green Bay Minnesota game might have been, but
fair.
But yeah, that was more so like me just fucking pulling my hair out and being annoyed with bullshit.
Yeah.
This game, luckily, I didn't have a fucking horse in the race, so.
So yeah, you got the Steelers losing to the Chargers at home, 37-41. Big Ben looking like absolute shit the entire game, but somehow being able to put together some drives and then score some tutties and such.
I thought this was one of the better games he's had this season.
Yeah, one of the better games, but he's going 28 for 44, 273 with 3 touchdowns against a not so great Chargers defense. I mean,
so you're saying 60-something% completion rate with 273 and 3 touchdowns is not a good game?
Not a good game when you lose.
No. Here's my take. Medium Large Ben played a pretty good game. I won't go as far to say very good, but he played a pretty good game. Possibly his best of the season.
I would agree.
But goddamn motherfucker Herbert was oh dude. My
cooking.
God, man, this
dude.
This dude is unreal.
Kid is insane.
AJ, I was down by about 80 or 90 points in fantasy. But I had Herbert and Eckler. I still lost, but only by 14. I was down like 80 or 90 and only lost by like 14 with those two.
Herbert and Eckler connection is a real thing. Herbert going 30 for 41, Oof. 382 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then you got Eckler rushing for 11 carries, 50 yards, 4.5 yards a carry, and 2 touchdowns. And then what did he do on receiving? He 6 receptions, 65 yards, 10.8. averaging, and 2 tutties. I mean, bro, I'm surprised you didn't win, honest to God.
Well, I had myself in enough of a hole. I mean, the guy I was playing against had Jonathan Taylor, who had like 53, 54 points, whatever it was. So,
holy shit! What the fuck? Sorry, I couldn't figure out my headphones for a sec.
What I don't get is, why is Herbert not getting the same attention Mahomes did?
Because the Chargers aren't good.
But it's through 2 years, Mahomes' first 2 seasons of playing, and then he gets this, the largest contract we've ever fucking seen. I don't think Herbert's going to get treated with that same contract, which is kind of bullshit because Herbert's done everything Mahomes has done through a season and a half. Okay. Maybe even more.
Hear me out.
I'm and I'm not making a case for Herbert to get paid like a fucking MVP type quarterback right now, but I think maybe Mahomes got a little bit overrated. Like, I mean, Mahomes is a fucking stud, but he's not the best quarterback in the league.
No, not even close right now.
And he might be someday, but I honestly think Herbert's just as good as Mahomes.
Yeah, stats wise and everything, I would absolutely agree with you.
I'm not even talking about stats. I'm talking about, you look at it, he's patient in the pocket. He makes all the good, like, right reads. He doesn't throw a lot of picks. He throws a lot of fucking touchdowns, a lot of yards. And Herbert's got less weapons than Mahomes. Mahomes has had fucking Kelsey and Tyreek Hill his entire fucking time.
Very true.
I mean, Keenan Allen's a fucking stud, but other than that, like, Herbert's number 2 is, Mike Williams, which does not compare to Kelsey or Tyreek Hill.
No, not even a little bit. Now, no, I do want to run one scenario by you that I think could actually happen this offseason. I got Herbert going to Seattle, Russell going to the Chargers, Pete Carroll going to USC.
That'll never happen because the Chargers are never going to fucking trade Herbert.
Why not? For Russell Wilson?
No, because Russell Wilson's like he's like over 30.
He's got another 7 years in the league. You could win a championship or two.
I think Herbert's performing better than Russell Wilson is as of now.
I agree with you, but I'm just...
And he's cheap, and he's on a rookie contract, so he's cheaper. And he's got way more years to play. So there's no reason you would ever do that if you're the Chargers.
Fair. Just a scenario I wanted to throw out there. Nothing crazy. Noah, let's move right along, though, to Monday Night Football. You have the New York Football Giants going to Tampa to see Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. Gronk being back for the game. I mean...
It was like, what, 5 for 71 or something tonight?
Believe so. Let's check that really quick. 6. It doesn't show his catches on the site that I'm using right now, but he was 6 receptions for 71 yards.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
averaging 11.8. Not bad. No touchdown. Surprising at that. Glad I didn't take him for an anytime touchdown. But Tom Brady going 30 for 46, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, compared to Daniel Jones going 23 for 38, 167. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. I mean, I don't know what anyone else expected from this game. This is exactly what I expected from this game.
I mean, Giants turned it over on downs twice inside of like the Patriots 30-yard line. Or not Patriots, sorry, Buccaneers 30-yard line. Sure. This game could have been very close, but and it was close until Daniel Jones decided to be Daniel Jones and throw some bad picks,
Yeah.
I mean, he had 2 bad picks in the second half that really let the Patriots run away. Or, God, fuck, not the Patriots, the Buccaneers run away with the game. I put this one on Daniel Jones. I mean, and Stephen didn't be bad, especially considering what 2 of the touchdowns they gave up. They had to, the Bucs started in Giants territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I put this one on Daniel Jones. I think, now 0-11 in prime time. Dude fucking sucks.
Terrible.
And the Giants just aren't a good team. That wasn't a secret coming in.
No, not a secret at all, but it is what it is. It's just going to be one of those things. Tampa Bay Buccaneers might be all the way back with a 7-3 record. Noah, any other thoughts on NF? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that they are not all the way back. They played a fucking candy ass team and beat them.
Shit happens, but hey, that's the NFL. Noah, any other thoughts on NFL Week 11 before we sign off for the night?
Nope, not other than let's look forward to Week 12. And a better week.
12, starting heavy and big with 3 games on Thursday for
3
Thanksgiving.
games. We got 3
Thanksgiving games. 3 Thanksgiving games, and we will cover those games on Degenerate Bets. NFL Week 13 edition, lucky number 13. It's going to be a good one. So please look out for that if you are listening, however you're listening, watching. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let the other degenerates in your life know about us. Get more of them involved. And hey, like I said, comment down below whether I said touchdown or interceptions. And if you do, I will send you one of my losing shirts from a previous episode of Degenerate Bets. It might be Wake Forest. It might be Baylor. It might be West Virginia. It might be Iowa. Who knows? It's one of the shit teams that I picked. With that being said, we will be back to cover not only college basketball, but the next slate of NFL, college football, and everything else on Degenerate Takes.